Kiki Powers here today on the topic of clean eating, what it is and what it isn't. Okay, so you hear the term a lot, but what does it really mean? Well, we have to set up some parameters so that we can qualify foods as being either clean or not clean, which means they're not very good for you. So the parameters that we should absolutely focus on would be, does the food naturally contain any unhealthy ingredients? Does it typically have unhealthy things added to it, like hormones or antibiotics or chemicals? And is the food pro-inflammatory? Does it drive inflammation, or is it anti-inflammatory? Does it help to soothe dangerous chronic inflammation? So those are our parameters. So if we look at plant foods, all foods from the plant kingdom, we're talking about fresh fruits and veggies, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes, whole grains. These are the types of items. All of those foods in their natural state meet our parameters and pass our test with flying colors, because these plant foods I've mentioned do not naturally contain anything unhealthy. On the contrary, they're loaded with nutrients and antioxidants and phytochemicals. They also, if you buy organic, do not have added unhealthy additions such as chemicals, hormones, or antibiotics. Very important distinction there. And then finally, these foods from the plant kingdom are anti-inflammatory. That means that they soothe chronic inflammation rather than driving it. What foods would be disqualified using our parameters here? Well, essentially, animal products, meat and animal products, would be necessarily disqualified because they do naturally contain unhealthy ingredients, saturated fat and cholesterol. They do often have added chemicals, antibiotics, and hormones. Very frequently is the case. And they drive inflammation rather than soothe it. So they're pro-inflammatory. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to cut out all foods that drive inflammation and that fail on the clean eating test. But it does make sense when you want to embark on a clean eating plan that you can do it in a logical way. And you can say, okay, let me get very clear on what foods are clean in this category and what foods I may still choose to eat, but I might want to minimize those because they fail on these parameters. So think about that as you're planning your menu in the upcoming weeks. And I look forward to hearing more about that and talking with you more about clean eating soon. Cheers.